Hey guys, welcome back to eVivid Artistry. My name is Emily Ardith, and today I am going to be redoing a video. So I have all of these review videos that I want to put out for you guys, and I kind of wanted to put them out in order from their release date. And I was editing a review on the title of this video today, and I noticed that the whole lighting was off and everything just looked overexposed and horrible, and I just wanted to redo the whole thing. So this is not necessarily a first impressions, but it's still going to be a review on the palette. So hopefully this one goes a lot better, and if it does, I will put this out, and if not, we'll redo it until I get it right. So as you can tell, again, from the title of this video, I will be reviewing the Blue Blood palette today. So at this point I would have put in the unboxing and the colors before they were swatched and touched, but because that footage didn't even look good, I'm just gonna go ahead and show you the palette as it is. So when I first opened the box, I was really happy to see the design. I love the fact that it does have that coffin feel, which is what he was going for. I like the fact that the letters are nice and raised, and I like the little clasp. I think that's very iconic and very Jeffree. And so these are the colors. I think that there's a good range of colors in this palette, and I love the fact that he puts in some natural shades into all of his palettes, so it can be very wearable. He also has a lot of fun colors in there, so if you wanted to play it up for an event or a special occasion, it's definitely an option. So because the palette has been out for so long already, everybody has seen the swatches. I'm not really going to go into that today. I just really wanted to focus on the eyeshadows and how it applies to the eye. So without further ado, I'm just gonna go ahead and go off camera and do my eyebrows and prep my eyelids for the eyeshadow, and when we come back, we're gonna dive into the Blue Blood palette. So the first shade I'm going to be using is I'm Cold, and I'm just going to be placing that just above my crease. I'm just using a flat brush to really just kind of pack it on, and it's gonna look very defined, but there is a method to my madness, I promise. So now that this color has been laid down, I promise I will be blending the top part of it. I just wanted to lay down the darker colors before I did all of that. I am now going to be taking Blue Blood on that same small flat brush, and I'm just going to be placing that right underneath that first shade that we put down. I'm now going to be taking Blue Monday, again with that same flat brush, and I'm just going to be placing that just underneath the second color that we laid down. Now that Blue Monday has been laid down, I'm going to go ahead and take a translucent powder and set from my brow bone to the first shade that we put down, and then I'm just going to start blending just so that all of these colors can kind of mesh together a lot better. Alright, so now that I have blended the shades and built up the colors a little bit more, I am noticing that, especially on this eye, you can kind of see that there is some patching going on, which when I did this the first time with this color, I still got that patchiness, and I haven't really used that color since. I've used other colors in the palette, but not necessarily Blue Monday, which is the darker shade that I have on. Just wanting to point that out. It is getting a little bit patchy, which I'm sure the next shade that I use will cover it up, but I just wanted to let you know during the process what I'm seeing. I'm now going to be taking Ocean Ice and a little bit of Entitled. I'm going to be taking Ocean Ice on a finger, and I'm going to be applying that all over the lid, and then I'm going to be taking Entitled and just placing that right on the center. I'm now going to be taking Cayenne. I'm going to be taking that on that small brush, and I'm just going to be placing that right in the middle. Alright, so that is the look on the lid completely done. Before I move on, I kind of just wanted to show you up close a little bit how you can kind of see how there is a little bit of fallout. This is why I do my eyeshadows before I do the rest of my face, especially when it comes to dark colors like this, because I didn't want it to get on my actual face and ruin everything. And for me personally, it doesn't really bother me. Alright, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do the rest of my base off camera, and when I come back, we'll do the lower lash line. Okay, so now that I have finished the rest of my face, I'm gonna go ahead and do everything that I did on my lid on the lower lash line. Alright, so that is the eyeshadow look completely done. I'm gonna go ahead and put on some mascara, some lashes, and some lipstick, and then I will come back for the final look and my final thoughts. Alright you guys, so this is the final look. I am honestly obsessed with it. I really love all over blue smoky eyes like this. I just feel like it looks so bold and so stunning. Overall, I'm just very obsessed with the look, and I'm very happy how it turned out. And for those of you who are curious, for my lipstick, I'm using Bow and Arrow by Kat Von D, and I put a little bit of the Sephora gloss on top halfway through me taking the glamour shots, just because when I got up close, I could see how dry it made my lips look, so I just put like a little bit on just so it can have a little more of a creamy texture to it. So without further ado, let's get into my final thoughts about the Blue Blood palette. Like I said at the beginning of the video, this is technically my second time filming this look, so my opinions have changed a little bit, but they're roughly the same. So you're probably going to be getting the same score that I did the first time round. So as far as the packaging is concerned, I think the packaging is very nice, very luxurious. It's very heavy, which I personally really appreciate. I'm not a humongous fan of flimsy packaging, but if the product speaks for itself, the packaging doesn't really matter at that point. I really love the aesthetic that he's going for, it being in a nice coffin shaped box with a little clasp. I love that, and I love the color of it too. And I'm just obsessed with blue eyeshadows in general. So personally, this is just an all-over win for me. I really like it. I feel like it's one of the best blue eyeshadow palettes that I've ever used, and there's really not a dedicated blue eyeshadow palette out there that I have personally seen. I have seen rainbow palettes, I have seen palettes with really nice blue colors in them, but it's not technically all centered around blue. So that's why I was really excited when he was coming out with this, because before I would have to buy a palette just for a single shade, which I'm sure several of us out there have done that. You see a shade, the palette's $25 to $50, and you're like, I gotta have that shade in my collection. That's how you know that you are a true makeup junkie, and you're like, man, that's the color that I've been searching for. I have to have it. And then you just make the other shades work. Now let's talk about the quality of the eyeshadows. You all know that Jeffree Star has really good formulas. He has definitely put a lot of time and effort and energy into upping his formula quality, and I can definitely see that in this palette, and I saw that in the Blood Sugar palette as well. The only issue that I have, and that I still still seem to have with it is that color Blue Monday, that darker matte blue that's kind of like a true blue, but you can kind of still see it in my crease. I mean, on this eye on the outer corner, it doesn't really grab pigment very well on my skin, and that's just my skin, so that might have thrown it a little bit. But the fact that I continue to see it on that particular eyeshadow as a whole across my whole lid, I was not a humongous fan of that. But like I predicted, I put on the Ocean Ice eyeshadow and it covered the patchiness very, very well. I don't know if it was just Blue Monday in general, or if it was the fact that I had a sticky base and it just wasn't gripping properly, or it just didn't want to blend with the other eyeshadows. I'm not sure if I put it on wrong. It could be a million other factors, but honestly, with me nitpicking, that's the only thing that I really saw wrong with this palette, is the fact that that shade got a little patchy on me, but you can't really tell now, but it was on this eye on the outer corner. I don't know if you can still see it. I personally can't, especially now that I put on the lashes and everything else. When I look in the mirror, my eyes don't get drawn to it. So with all of that being said, I am going to give this, 1 being the worst palette ever and 10 being one of the best palettes I've ever used, I will give this one a 9.5 out of 10, and this is just me nitpicking, just because of the patchiness on that one eyeshadow shade. I have not used all of the shades in the palette, so again, this is just out of the shades that I have used, and I'm really, really interested in knowing your thoughts. If you guys have used this eyeshadow palette before, leave them in the comments down below because I am very interested. So if you want to recreate this look or use a look using this palette, I would love to see your work. Just post your photo on either Facebook or Instagram and put the hashtag #MyVividArtistry, and I will be able to see it, like it, and leave a comment as well. I love to interact with you guys, and I love the questions that you have, and I love seeing your work, and it really does inspire me to keep doing what I'm doing. If you guys like this video, please like it, leave a comment down below on videos that you would like to see me do on this channel, things that you would like to see me review, or looks you would like to see me do, and please subscribe to the channel as well. All of this really does help me out a lot, and it really does grow my channel, and it inspires me to keep going. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. It really does mean a lot that you do, and I will see you all on the next one. Bye!